My relationship with food has always been gluttonous, binging, eating disorder. I had an eating disorder for like 20 years. Um, and bullying at school with like, I'd get muffins for breakfast and hand them out to people like a bully, for example, to try and sweeten the deal, and they throw it back in my face, and that was very much like guilt and shame. I was the fat guy, and he'd throw it in my face and be like, you're not. I'm going to destroy this because you're too fat to eat it. Whatever. You slap it on my hand or whatever it was. I mean, I probably shouldn't have been having muffins for breakfast, but yeah.
That's not what I took from that.
Yeah, sorry.
That's
So-
interesting that you went to that. That is not what I took from
No,
that.
no. So there was a lot of like stuff where I was like, I'm gonna do something about this, and I'm gonna. It never happened until like one day that I was sitting there going. I'd had a full pack. My daily routine was get home from school, play FIFA and PlayStation, and then eat a pack of biscuits during PlayStation. Then have dinner, then eat another pack of biscuits, and then have some wine guns before bed. That was a daily thing. That's why I was 85 kilos at 14, which is at 5 foot nothing. Is for me, I just went outwards instead of upwards, and that was tough. So being around those environments where guilt and shame or feeling like I was having a happy time playing PlayStation and eating biscuits until I wanted to get a girlfriend or I wanted friends. That became, very, very terrible. So that was where the guilt and shame came from. But family members, all of my, actually, I haven't talked about this on the podcast, but like all my therapy is because my dad shamed me in certain scenarios. I'm not good enough because he's a joker. Like he's a northern guy with a wicked sense of humor, but I was the butt of his jokes. But it wasn't about my weight, but it was about everything. So that became like my understanding of like I still get shudders when he says like he talks to the window cleaner, like, but he'll shout at the window cleaner like some obscene stuff because they've got that relationship. But I still get that trigger response. I still feel tingles down my spine when he speaks, even though we've got a great relationship. It's just that those moments, he was a bit of an idiot when he was younger, but that's where that was his life. That's what he chose to do and make fun of me. That was cool. So to understand guilt and shame is like I feel like I have a large understanding of like the back end of that now, because most of my life has been not being good enough, because the good enough comes from me going, hey dad, I did this, and he's like, he'd make fun of me. So there's a lot of understanding around like the patterns that go into that, especially around food and your worth and your how that impacts your thinking later down the line.